Welcome back to more Toy Time with Yimbo, and today we're going to take a special look at some figures that I haven't gotten super into. I've been aware of this line, I've dabbled, but I've now acquired multiple from this company, and I thought it was a really great time to crack one open, give you some thoughts. In addition, thank you to my citizens of Ammonia for voting on this week's poll. You get to decide on what topic my video or midweek live stream will be based on. So thank you very much to my citizens for selecting Valaverse. So the first ever Valaverse figure that I acquired was this Swarm Trooper. Got him from my buddy Machu Toy, and it really did hold up to all of my expectations because you have tremendous articulation. So this is my favorite articulation setup on action figures. I absolutely love being able to crunch and get maximum range of motion there. So that was a really welcomed addition, especially when you compare to G.I. Joe, who's still rocking, for the most part, the typical ab crunch. So the Swarm Trooper was my first. If you are familiar with the line, he does actually have like an upper armor here. And then there's an expansion pack where you can get wings and shields and all sorts of stuff. I ended up scaling down. I wasn't a huge fan of that silver armor, so I just removed it because he looks great even without it, and now he actually blends in with my AIM troopers, shield agents, and other various suited soldiers. Really nice articulation. And the awesome thing about both of these guys is that they came with a ton of hands. Now, G.I. Joe has been stepping up and giving us more hands and accessories and a lot of their, especially deluxe options, different head sculpts. But for a long time in this military action figure sense, Valaverse was ahead of the game for sure. The other really cool thing about this head sculpt is that it is yellow and see-through, so you can get some glow through it, but it's really neat that even just the yellow ball will really works well based on that helmet design. So after holding on to this guy for honestly a couple of years, at LegionsCon 2024, Valaverse was in attendance and I had an opportunity to pick some more up. So at LegionsCon, I picked up Condor, Secret Covert Ops. Those are his hands that are in this bag, as well as the Swarm Trooper. I also picked up the Delta accessory pack, which I'm not going to show you every last little one, but I really just wanted the golden 1911s for my Deadpool figures. But their weapons are nice. Everything about these toys are nice. Nothing is blowing me away in a, wow, I can't believe they did this and pulled that off. Everything's just sound. Everything's solid. And in all honesty, that's wonderful. It's no surprises, quality workmanship. Yeah, I've been intrigued. Again, nothing mind-blowing. Like, this is interesting. It's a firm, it's not that rubber, soft, bendable. Like, there's no bend to these guns whatsoever unless you want to snap them. They look great, nice paint details. The feeling is weird, just rigid. I don't know. I don't want to use the word cheap because I don't believe that that's the right word. Maybe I'm just so used to kind of gummy plastic. I wouldn't put it in the tier of a Mezco or NECA, which are some of my favorite accessories, but definitely really nice. Like, look at that, really nice. Now, Secret Covert guy, again, same deal with the double joint, the double barbell abdomen, which is so nice. I'm not crazy about his head sculpt, though. I feel like this could have been a little bit better, maybe with the paint work. It is detailed. It's just something doesn't sit right with me. I don't want to call it mush face because it's clearly not. It is sculpted, and I'm just not crazy about it. Just not crazy about this head sculpt. But here's where the fun comes in. Whether or not it was intentional, they are on a similar peg to Marvel Legends. So just to give you a little taste of some options, and some work better than others. Like that cap fit on there snugly. This Hugh Jackman, you get a little bit of movement, but it is on there. Like that's not gonna fall off. But a little bit extra movement there, but I thought that looks really rad on this outfit. Paul Rudd might be my favorite with this look. Although the guy that might actually rock this the most is Last Ronin Hawkeye. I feel like this head sculpt with the buzzed sides and the hair slicked back, in terms of actual photography, using him as a bad guy type person and get punched in the face, I feel like that works really well. I just have to make sure that Jeremy's face is in a focal point or near the focal point. If he's getting punched in the face, getting lost in the bokeh, yeah, like I feel like that's a really rad head sculpt to use. The other pickup I grabbed at Legion's Con is this Steel Brigade action figure. I was completely sucked in tractor beam style to this pink. Of course, I'm left stumped with how I'm going to use this toy. Once again, I assume in various military-esque superheroes fighting, Cobra troopers, etc. I'll find a place, but that pink really does pop, and I was left a little bit of buyer's remorse just because of the potential usage for it. But on the other hand, I did grab it because great on Valaverse for putting out something to support the cause in terms of breast cancer awareness. So I love that. So part of it was, how cool is that pink? How great is it that there's breast cancer awareness? I'm just going to do it. So yeah, I'm going to hang on to Steel Brigade. I'm going to crack her open right now. What I like about Valaverse, also going back to old school where you can cut and save, combat profile. Over here, the action points, which originally is how people received the Covert Condor. So let's bust her out and see what is going on with a female buck. A lot of the growing pains that Valaverse had experienced, I believe, is now a thing of the past. And I mean that in regards to some of the plastic and QC issues they ran into, at least that I had been aware of. So interesting note over here, while we kind of just jump into playing around. Again, no heat. This is right out of the box. And you know, you do get a little bit of a struggle there, but that's all easy to solve. And again, if I just had a hairdryer, that could easily be rectified. While I am moving this all around, I am very interested to see that this is a drop-down hip over here. I mean, like a super duper drop-down hip. Look at that. That is crazy. To the point where I got nervous that I just broke her out of the box. But no, it is dropped down. Not to be weird, but it's a very interesting system in place with the organization of that drop-down hips and those pegs down in there. But yeah, that's going to get you a lot of different movement. So there we go. Moving pretty well. Little tightness, but nothing crazy. Now this vest absolutely makes ab crunching impossible. So that is a bummer. It does look like if I wanted to take this off, I would be able to with some heat An X-Acto knife maybe down in here. It doesn't look like it's intended to come off. I also don't really want it to because of the logos on there. But yeah, you're not gonna get any crunching there, which is unfortunate. But as I always like to remind both you and me, not every toy needs to have Spider-Man levels of articulation. And even though military figures, you would want that, of course I own G.I. Joes that also have massive bulletproof vests on, and their articulation range gets hindered or, you know, completely stripped away. So I can live with that. Valaverse also gives you a nice stand with different peg options. So big fan of that. Just started using them in my toy photography. Of course, you have to then hide them and do some clever angles or covering up, but enjoy that they come with the stands. And now we have the hands, a rifle, handgun, a couple clips, and a knife. So nice looking assault rifle there. There we go. Handgun similar to the one I have for the Swarm Trooper, just with less color. Start getting her to these mags. I'm going to live in here on the vest. As far as I can tell. Sweet. And baby knife. All right. When Valaverse stormed onto the scene, they threw down a gauntlet to G.I. Joe, which I do feel that they've answered, but early on, they were a game changer for having sets of hands, whereas the trigger hands are the only ones that come with classifieds, at least for the longest time. But Valaverse figures come with the trigger hands. You have just a holding hand, and then you get the Rock Bring It, but really for holding rifles and whatnot. So you get two of those. So that's the set that you come with. You get the fists, closed fists, trigger hands, grabby hands, and like just bring it hands. So it's really nice assortment. Here we go. Here's what Steel Brigade, breast cancer awareness, Soldier of Fortune. I'm just kidding. I'm just adding that part, but here's what she would look like out and about, again with the various ways to hold a rifle. Yeah, I mean, she's rad. She's definitely rad. I enjoy the three figures that I have from this company. I'm always struggling to balance the collector and the photographer. So this is one where I don't know if I'm going to get to photograph her all that much, but I do enjoy the memory connected to it. Hanging out with Ender Shadow at the Valaverse booth next to Unparalleled Universe and Odious at Legions Con 2024. She is rad, and it was my first time now messing with a Valaverse female buck. So outside of this bulletproof vest, I am very impressed. I don't think she necessarily needs the extra mobility because of how good the legs are moving, and again, just not that kind of character. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope it helps you make an informed buying decision. Let me spend my money to hopefully help you spend yours more efficiently, smartly, intelligently. But yes, Action Force is very cool, to be sure. I'm a fan of now the 3 that I have. While I'm not sure how many more I will get, the great thing is I know I will enjoy them. And this way, if there are characters or looks that I'm super interested in, yeah, I am going to be happy with their toys. So thank you for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed. And just so you know, every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live to talk about life and toys. Hope to see you in the chat one of these days. And in the meantime, have a great rest of yours now. Purr.